everyone, a warm welcome. Myself, Pittu Lambi, Associate Professor in the Department of Applied Science, Vidya Academy of Science and Technology. We already studied different methods for contour integration. In this video, I am going to introduce another method of evaluation of contour integrals, which is residue integration, also known as Cauchy's residue integration. Residues are used in an elegant and powerful integration method called residue integration. It can be used for the evaluation of complex contour integrals as well as for certain complicated real integrals. The purpose of Cauchy's residue integration method is the evaluation of integrals like integral over C fz dz taken around a simple closed curve. The idea is, if fz is analytic everywhere and inside of C, such an integral is 0 by Cauchy's theorem. The situation changes if fz has a singularity inside of C. In such situation, Cauchy discovered a beautiful and powerful result, which is residue theorem. I would like to illustrate residue theorem. For that, you consider a complex function fz and a simple closed curve C. You consider the simple closed curve C as this curve. In most of the problems, it is circle. That is, in 95% of the questions, C is a circle. Remaining 5%, it may be an ellipse. You consider a point Z1 within C. Assume fz is not analytic at Z1. That is, Z1 is a singular point of F. Also assume Z1 is the one and only one singular point of fz which lies within C. Then residue theorem states integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into R1. Here R1 is the residue of F at Z1. Suppose fz has two singular points Z1 and Z2 which lies within C. In the previous case we considered only one singular point which lies within C. Next you have to think about two singular points which are within C. Then residue theorem states integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into R1 plus R2. R1 is residue of Z1, R2 is residue of Z2. That is, residue theorem states 2 pi I into sum of residues of the singularities which lies within C. If fz has three singularities within C, then integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into R1 plus R2 plus R3, where R1, R2, R3 are the residues at Z1, Z2, Z3 of F. See, this is residue theorem. By using residue theorem, you can evaluate integral over C fz dz. By using this theorem, you can evaluate all contour integrals. So, for evaluating a contour integral with respect to residue theorem, first you have to notice the singularities of F which lies within the given curve. Then you have to evaluate residues at each singular points. Then for getting the answer of the integral, you take the sum of the residues of F within C and then you have to multiply it by 2 pi I. That will be the required answer. You can generalize this result. Suppose fz has n singularities, say Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, etc., is Zn within C. Then residue theorem is integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into sum of their corresponding residues R1 plus R2 plus etc. plus Rn. This is residue theorem. See, these are the singularities of F within C. That is, you can say fz is analytic within and on C except at Z1, Z2, etc. Zn. That means fz has the singular points Z1, Z2, etc. Zn which lies within C. So, for avoiding the term singularity, we can say fz is analytic within and on C except Z1 is Z2, etc. Zn. Then residue theorem states integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into r1 plus r2 plus etc. plus rn, where ri is residue of f at zi. See, the content is integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into sum of residues of f which lies within C.
Residue theorem. If f(z) is analytic in a simple closed curve C except at a finite number of singularities, say z1, z2, etc., zn within C, then integral over C f(z) dz is 2 pi I into r1 plus r2 plus etc. plus rn, where ri is the residue of f at zi. Simply, residue theorem is integral over C f(z) dz equal to 2 pi I into sum of residues at singularities of f within C.
Let me illustrate how to apply residue theorem for the evaluation of contour integrals. So consider the question. Evaluate integral over C z by z minus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square dz, where C is the circle mod z minus 2 equal to half. For applying residue theorem, first you have to notice the singular points which lies within C. Here the singular points are 1 and 2. Clearly, 1 is a single pole and 2 is a double pole. Next, we have to check which poles are within C. See, the circle is mod z minus 2 equal to half. You can check it by two methods. One by geometrical method, another by algebraic method. For checking one inside or outside, you put z equal to 1 in the left side of the circle. That is mod 1 minus 2. If this modulus is less than the radius, we can conclude it is within C. If it is greater than the radius, we can conclude it is outside of C. Here its modulus is modulus of minus 1. This is 1, which is greater than half. So you can conclude this 1 is a single pole which lies outside of C. Next, for 2, you put 2 in the left side of the circle. That is mod 2 minus 2, which is 0. You compare this with the radius, which is less than half. So we can conclude 2 lies within C. Here we have 2 poles, but only 2 is inside of C. So by residue theorem, integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into, here only one singularity which lies within C. So into R1. Here we have to choose f z as the given function, that is z by z minus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square. While applying residue theorem, in all questions you have to keep f z as the given function. Then here R1 is a residue of f at 2. Next you evaluate residue at f at 2. That is R1 equal to limit z tends to 2. Here 2 is a double pole. So you apply the result for evaluating residue at double pole. It is first derivative of z minus 2 the whole square into f z. That is limit z tends to 2 d by dz of z minus 2 the whole square into f z is z by z minus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square. So in all questions you can make a cancellation here. So it is limit z tends to 2 d by dz of z by z minus 1. That is limit z tends to 2. See, you have to take its derivative. See, it's a quotient, so you have to apply the quotient rule. So denominator square upon denominator into derivative of the numerator minus numerator into derivative of the denominator. That is limit z tends to 2 z minus 1 minus z by z minus 1 the whole square. You put z equal to 2, that is minus 1 by 2 minus 1, that is 1. So the answer is minus 1. Next you put R in the first equation. So we have integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into minus 1, that is minus 2 pi I. If you replace f z by z minus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square. You can see that is our question. So answer of the question is minus 2 pi a. Next consider the integral. Integral over c 1 minus 2 z by z into z minus 1 into z minus 2 dz. Where c is the circle and mod z equal to 3 by 2. We consider f is z equal to 1 minus 2 z by z into z minus 1 into z minus 2. So see, while applying residue theorem, you have to choose f is z as the given function in all questions. Next, you analyze its singular points. Here, singularities are poles. Here, poles are 0, 1 and 2. And all these three poles are single poles. Next, you check which poles are within C. Clearly, 0 is a pole within C, 1 is a pole within C, but 2 is outside of C. We have to concentrate only those poles which are within C. Here we have two poles which lies within C. So, by residue theorem, integral over C f is z dz is 2 pi I into sum of their residues. Here we have two poles which lies within C. So, we have to write R1 plus R2. If there are three poles which lies within C, then you have to write it as 2 pi I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. If there is only one singularity within C, then you have to write the answer as 2 pi I into R1. Here, R1 is residue of f at 0. R2 is residue of f at. You can also take R1 as residue of f at 1 and R2 as residue of f at 0. Here, both poles 0 and 1 are simple poles. So, R1 is limit z tends to 0, z minus 0 into f z. That is limit z tends to 0, z into, you replace f z. F z is 1 minus 2 z by z into z minus 1 into z minus 2. These two z will cancel. You put z equal to 0. Numerator is 1, denominator is minus 1 into minus 2. That is 1 by 2. So R1 is half. Similarly, R2 is limit z tends to 1, z minus 1 into f z. You replace f z and make a cancellation here. F z is 1 minus 2 z by z into z minus 1 into z minus 2. You put z equal to 1, that is 1 minus 2 by 1 into 1 minus 2. That is minus 1 by 1 into minus 1. It is 1. So we have R1 and R2. You put the values of R1 and R2 in equation number 1. So we have integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into R1 plus R2. 1 plus half. That is 2 pi I into 3 by 2. So 3 I pi. That is the value of the given integral. Next, we have to evaluate the integral. Integral over C cos pi z square plus sin pi z square by z plus 1 into z plus 2 dz. Where C is the circle, mod z equal to 3. You take f z as the given function. That is cos pi z square plus sin pi z square by z plus 1 into z plus 2. Clearly, its poles are minus 1 and minus 2. Both are simple poles. Next, you check its position with respect to the circle. That is, you have to check whether it is inside or outside of C. Here, C is mod z equal to 3. Mod minus 1 is 1, which is less than 3. So, minus 1 lies inside. Next, mod minus 2, which is 2, which is less than 3. So, minus 2 is also within C. So, clearly, both the poles are big. So, by residue theorem, we have integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into R1 plus R2. This is equation number 1. Next, we have to evaluate R1 and R2. And substitute in equation number 1, we will get the answer of the given integral. Here, R1 equal to, you can consider R1 as the residue of f at minus 1 and R2 as residue of f at minus 2. Then R1 is See, both are simple poles. So, limit z tends to minus 1, z plus 1 into fz. Fz is cos pi z square plus sin pi z square by z plus 1 into z plus 2. If you have any doubt for the evaluation of residues, you can watch my 2 previous videos, residues at simple poles and double poles. This will cancel each other. You put z equal to minus 1. That is numerator when z is minus 1, z square is plus 1. So it is cos pi plus similarly sin pi divided by 1. What is cos pi? Cos pi is minus 1, sin pi is 0. So answer is minus 1. Similarly, R2 is limit z tends to minus 2, z plus 2 into fz. Fz is cos pi z square plus sin pi z square by z plus 1 into z plus 2. You cancel z plus 2. Next you put z equal to minus 2. That is cos 4 pi plus sin 4 pi divided by minus 1. Next cos 4 pi. See, we have cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n. Sin n pi is 0 for any integer n. So what is cos 4 pi? It is minus 1 raised to 4. It is plus 1. Plus sin 4 pi, it is 0. Answer is minus 1. Here also cos pi, how to evaluate cos pi? Cos pi, you put n equal to 1. When n is 1, cos pi, it is minus 1 raised to 1, that is minus 1. Sin n pi, it is 0. Sin n pi is 0 means sin pi 0, sin 2 pi 0, sin 3 pi 0, sin 4 pi 0, etc. Similarly, cos, if n is 1, cos pi is minus 1. When n is 2, cos 2 pi, it is minus 1 square, that is plus 1. When n is 3, cos 3 pi, it is minus 1. Cos 4 pi, it is plus 1 like that. So, for evaluating sin and cosec integral values of pi, you keep this result in your mind. We have R2 is minus 1. So, put these values in equation number 1. So, we can see integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into minus 2. That is minus 4 pi I. Next, we have to evaluate integral over C 1 by z square plus 1 into z square minus 4 dz, where C is mod z equal to 1.5. Here you take f z as the given function, that is 1 by z square plus 1 into z square minus 4. Its poles are from here plus or minus sign, from here it is plus or minus 2. So we have the poles I minus I plus 2 minus 2. Here modulus I is equal to 1, which is less than 1.5. Mod minus I, which is modulus of I is 1, which is less than 1.5. Mod 2 is 2, which is greater than 2. Mod minus 2 is 2, which is greater than 2. So here these 2 points are within C and these 2 are outside of C. So we have these 2 poles are within C, which are both are simple poles. So by the residue theorem, integral over C f z dz is, see we have 2 poles which lies within C. So you have to consider R1 plus R2. R1 is a residue of f at I, and you take R2 as residue of f at minus I. Next, we evaluate both residues and substitute in equation number 1. You will get the answer of the given question. R1 equal to limit z tends to I, z minus I into fz. That is limit z tends to I, z minus I into. See, this is our fz. Then what is its factorization? So fz is 1 by z plus I into z minus I into z plus 2 into z minus 2. By substituting fz here, I have to put its factorized form. So 1 by z plus I into z minus I into, you can consider it as z square minus 4. You make the cancellation. That is limit z tends to I, 1 by z plus I into z square minus 4. That is limit z tends to I, 1 by z plus I into z square minus 4. You put z equal to I, that is 2I divided by I square is minus 1, so it becomes minus 5, that is minus 1 by 10I. Similarly, R2 is limit z tends to, R2 is the residue minus I, so limit z tends to minus I, z plus I into fz. That is z plus I, z minus I. Here you can combine these two terms, this is z square minus 4. You make the cancellation here. You put z equal to minus I. 1 by minus 2I into minus 5. That is 1 by 10I. You put R and R2 in equation number 1. You can see integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into minus 1 by 10I plus 1 by 10I. So this will cancel and so the answer becomes 0. So the value of the given integral is 0. Next we have to evaluate the integral 1 plus z by 2z minus z square dz along the circle mod z equal to 1. You take fz as 1 plus z by 2z minus z square. You find its singularities. You can find its singularities by solving this equation. That is z into 2 minus z equal to 0. So z equal to 0 and 2. So it has two poles, 0 and 2. Clearly 0 is inside of the circle and 2 is outside of circle. So here only one pole is within C. So by the residue theorem, integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into R1, where R1 is a residue of f at 0. That is limit z tends to 0, z into fz. You give the factorization of fz here. Factorization of fz is, see, fz can be factorized as fz equal to 1 plus z by z into 2 minus z. So fz is 1 plus z by z into 2 minus z. Z will cancel each other. Here you put z equal to 0. 1 by 2. So the residue is half. You put an equation number 1. So integral over C fz dz is 2 pi I into half. So answer is I5. Let me consider one more interesting question. Integral over C 3z square plus 7z plus 1 divided by z plus 1 dz, where the circle is mod z plus I equal to 1. You take fz as 3z square plus 7z plus 1 by z plus 1. Clearly minus 1 is its singularity. You check whether inside or outside of C. For that you put z equal to minus 1 here, that is mod minus 1 plus I. That is root of 1 square plus 1 square, that is root 2. What is the modulus of a plus ib? Modulus of a plus ib is root a square plus b square. Here a is minus 1, b is 1, so it is root 2. Root 2 is greater than 1. So minus 1 is outside of the circle. Clearly this function has one singularity and which lies outside of C. That means there is no singular point within C. In such situation, you can apply Cauchy's theorem. So by Cauchy's theorem, it is integral over C f z dz is equal to 0. So integral over C 3z square plus 7z plus 1 by z plus 1 dz is 0. See, if there is no singular point within C, in such situation there is no corresponding residue and the answer will be 0. Or in such situation, really you can apply Cauchy's theorem. Cauchy's theorem states, if f z is an analytic function within and on a single closed curve, see that integral over C f z dz is 0. Here the function has a singular point which lies outside of C. That means the given function is analytic within and on C. So by Cauchy's theorem answer is